To be fair, I voted out, but when I woke up in the morning, I mean, I had butterflies in my stomach. I thought, oh my God, you know, because I never really believed it would happen.
I don't really know what to vote. If we come out of it, I'm sure we're going to be better off.
So Brexit just happened. I'm devastated, and I don't understand how, as a country, we got to the point where we wanted to leave the EU. I know as a scientist, the EU is incredibly beneficial to science, to my workplace, to the money that we get. London is a big Remain bubble, and so I happened to be in Liverpool this weekend, and I thought I'd ask people why they voted to leave, because although Liverpool itself voted to remain, it's surrounded by counties that voted to leave, and these are the people that I found. So how did you vote?
Out.
And why?
Loads of reasons I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, it's like deep-rooted. I think that we do need more control over this country. I do think with the European Union that it's not stable.
If we come out of it, I'm sure we're going to be better off.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're not going to have people coming here because part of the European Union, taking people's jobs, benefits. The NHS won't be stretched to the extent it is. No tourist babies, no tourist...
No, one of my best friends, she won't come on camera, but she is actually feeling really bad now because she thinks that she's being robbed of her vote, because she's basically thought their main thing was the NHS. The day the bloody vote was announced, Nigel Farage said, no, that was a mistake. How can you make a mistake with 300 odd million to say that you're giving it back into the NHS? Oh no, that was a mistake. No, it was a bloody lie. It was an absolute bloody lie.
How did you vote?
I voted to leave.
Oh yeah? So why?
Well, basically because of immigration. I thought it might have been better, but since then I've changed my mind. I was like that. I was going to take leave, then I was going to take them to stay. So I was caught in two minds, so I don't really know what to vote.
Oh, so how do you feel now?
I want to stay in now, like, too late now, isn't it?
Like Thailand, but I would have voted to stay England. Because we can always go back and let's get a better deal.
You can't go back.
Go back in 5 years or 10 years. Get a better deal.
What they said,
It won't be Europe then, it'll be something else.
What they said is
everyone's going to get out after because we're the best country in it, lad.
Britain has like an amazing place in the world of science, sort of number 2 after America, and it's probably going to drop after that because the funding's going to go and some people are going to come in. We want to know, how much of that information did you have beforehand? Did anybody come and like tell you how that?
I'm quite frank, I'm not interested in it. It doesn't make any difference to me, and it doesn't make any difference to you, does it?
But yeah, I think the information was out there and just everybody had to make an individual decision of how they felt about it based on the information that we had. Yeah.
Going on the science-wise of it, I didn't really know much. Nothing was really presented to me.
I don't think everybody was informed in the right way. I'll tell you something, before the vote I never had one knock on my door. Never. I had 2 pieces of information go through my letterbox.
Well, I don't know anything really. I thought it was when it first came out saying I thought, oh yeah, we need to leave. Then I changed my mind. Then changed my mind again. Then changed my mind again. So
Wow. So what would you, in an ideal world, what kind of information about the whole sort of thing would you have liked to have had?
basically a lot more, just apart from arguing about this and that and going to be a World War III and all this lot. And it was just basically rubbish, really, wasn't it?
So we talked to a lot of people who voted for Remain.
I voted Remain.
I voted to remain.
I voted in.
I voted in.
Actually, a lot of people we tried to talk to didn't want to talk to us, and one woman even said, what are you guys doing? Oh, I can't talk to you, I'll get in trouble. So I think a lot of people wouldn't talk to us because they voted to leave, and it did seem to be a kind of, people were a bit ashamed of it. Now from my point of view, I know what is going to happen now to science. 10% of our funding comes from the EU, that's gone. 40% of cancer funding specifically, that comes from the EU, that'll be gone. Half my lab, the better trained half, they're from the EU. They won't be coming anymore. It's going to be a catastrophe. But in terms of what people knew, people who voted for leave, did they know all of that stuff? They didn't. They didn't have that information. All they got was this wall of argument and fighting and racism, stupidity from the two warring factions. I'm incredibly angry about that. Science is going to suffer, and science is the jewel in the crown of Britain's economy, really. I have no idea why we've just done what we've done, but I hope that we can fix it before we make Britain an irrelevance.